Hello everyone. Today I will tell you a story. The story is titled, Quirky in the Moments When I Forget Time. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you appreciate me. You can skip this if you don't and like this video. Thank you very much. The story begins as follows. The morning began like any other, with pale sunlight stretching across the floor and a quiet stillness filling the house. I had planned to start my day early, answer emails, tidy the room, maybe even exercise. But those plans quietly dissolved the moment I felt a soft weight resting against my leg. Quirky was awake. He didn't bark or jump. Instead, he placed his chin gently on my knee and looked up with eyes that seemed to say, "Good morning. The world is here. Come see it with me." His fur was warm from sleep, slightly messy from rolling in his blanket, and when I scratched behind his ears, his tail tapped softly against the floor like a tiny drum of happiness. That sound alone felt more important than any alarm clock. I told myself I would play with him for just 5 minutes. 5 minutes turned into 20. We started with his favorite game, the slow chase. I would crawl across the floor, and he would sneak behind chairs, pretending to hide while his wagging tail betrayed him. When I turned suddenly, he leaped sideways in exaggerated surprise, as if acting in a comedy made only for us. Soon we were rolling on the rug together. He nibbled gently at my sleeve, sneezed dramatically when dust tickled his nose, and flopped onto his back, inviting belly rubs as if they were the most serious duty in the world. Outside, the sounds of the day grew louder, motorbikes passing, distant voices, a vendor calling from the road. Inside, time softened. It stretched like warm honey, slow and golden. Quirky eventually trotted to the window and sat upright, alert and dignified. A bird landed on the fence outside. His ears lifted, his nose twitched, and his entire body became still with wonder. He wasn't hunting. He was observing, studying, appreciating. I sat beside him, watching the same small moment. We stayed there longer than I realized. The bird flew away. The sunlight brightened. The clock moved forward. I had forgotten to check my phone. I had forgotten the schedule waiting for me. And strangely, nothing felt lost. By midday, the house was filled with light and warmth. I told myself I needed to return to work, to be productive, to make the day useful. Quirky, however, had other ideas. He appeared beside my desk carrying one sock, not a pair, just one, as if presenting a rare treasure. I sighed, pretending seriousness. He wagged with determination. The game had begun. He dashed away, claws clicking on the tile floor, pausing just long enough to ensure I was following. When I reached for the sock, he scooped it up and darted behind the sofa, peeking out with sparkling eyes. This was not theft. This was invitation. Soon, my tidy afternoon dissolved into a maze of playful negotiations. Trade the sock for a chew toy, chase him through the hallway, reward him with praise when he returned it proudly. His joy was wholehearted and contagious, impossible to resist. Later, we moved outside. The yard was simple, a patch of grass, a few plants, sunlight dancing through leaves. But to Quirky, it was a universe of discoveries. He inspected each blade of grass like a scientist, sniffed the air as if reading invisible letters, and wagged in delight at scents I could never detect. A butterfly drifted past. He followed it with exaggerated stealth, crouching low, stepping softly, then bouncing upward in hopeful surprise when it floated beyond reach. Instead of frustration, he simply wagged and tried again, delighted by the chase itself. I laughed, the kind of laugh that comes without effort, without performance. We sat together beneath a small tree. I absent-mindedly ran my fingers through his fur while he leaned against my leg, breathing slowly, content just to be near me. No demands, no expectations, just presence. The afternoon heat softened into a gentle breeze. Leaves rustled. Somewhere nearby, a child laughed. Quirky sighed, resting his head on my foot, as if anchoring himself to my world. I realized I had not checked the time in hours. No urgent messages had pulled me away. No deadline had demanded attention. Instead, my day had filled with small wonders, a butterfly's path, the warmth of fur beneath my hand, the rhythm of quiet companionship. When Quirky suddenly sprang up and ran in an excited circle for no visible reason, I found myself cheering him on, as though his happiness were a celebration worth joining. In that moment, I understood something simple. Time spent with him did not disappear, it transformed. Evening arrived quietly, painting the sky in soft orange and fading blue. The house cooled, shadows stretched long across the floor, and the world slowed into a gentle rhythm. Corky curled beside me on the porch as the day exhaled its last warmth. His breathing was steady, peaceful, occasionally interrupted by a sleepy twitch of his paws, as if he were dreaming of butterflies and invisible adventures. I stroked his back slowly, feeling the rise and fall of his breath. The same dog who had raced through the yard hours earlier now rested with complete trust, his small body leaning into mine as though I were his safest place. A motorbike hummed past. Crickets began their evening song. Somewhere in the distance, dinner dishes clinked. Inside my pocket, my phone vibrated. I didn't reach for it. Instead, I watched the sky darken while Corky slept, his ears flicking at night, sounds only he could hear. The day had passed without productivity charts or completed task lists, yet my heart felt full in a way that accomplishment rarely brings. When he stirred awake, he looked at me with soft eyes, stretched his front paws forward, and yawned dramatically before resting his head back on my leg. A silent thank you, a quiet good night, a promise of tomorrow's joy. Time had slipped away again, but nothing important had been lost. Everything meaningful had been found. Living with Corky reminds me that time is not something to chase, but something to inhabit. In a world that measures worth by productivity, speed, and constant connectivity, animals teach us a different rhythm, one rooted in presence, patience, and simple joy. When I forget time while playing with him, I am not being irresponsible. I am reconnecting with a deeper awareness of life itself. Corky shows that happiness lives in small, repeatable moments. A shared morning silence, laughter during a playful chase, resting together at sunset. He does not worry about yesterday or anticipate tomorrow. He trusts, loves, and experiences the present fully. This mindset reduces stress, strengthens emotional well-being, and deepens compassion. To bring this wisdom into daily life, we can schedule moments of unplugged connection, observe nature without rushing, and give our full attention to those we love, human or animal. Caring for animals also cultivates empathy, responsibility, and kindness, strengthening the bond between species and encouraging gentler communities. When we slow down and share time with animals, we rediscover balance, gratitude, and warmth. Reminders that a meaningful life is built not from urgency, but from presence, love, and quiet companionship.